Welcome back, guys. Is Bitcoin in a bubble? Is it about to come down, or will it continue growing? I think in my mind the answer is obvious, but I'm going to give you some good reasons why I think it will continue to grow, potentially some reasons why it might not. Then you can make up your own minds about it. Then we'll talk about Ethereum. Ethereum has some great news announced lately, and the market doesn't seem to care. The market doesn't seem to care about a lot of altcoins. I'll give you some reasons why I think that is. Finally, some news. President Trump doesn't like Bitcoin, it seems, trying to regulate it. We will talk about that. First, let's have a look at the market. Bitcoin, over $4,100. It seems to be charging towards 5,000. When we'll see 5,000, I'm not sure. At this current rate, it could be by the end of the month, or it could be by the end of next month. To me, it's just a matter of time. Why is it growing so quickly? I think people are just more confident in it. So we can see consumer confidence in July was very low. The Bitcoin hard fork has been threatened for years. It was seen as the worst thing that could happen to Bitcoin, and we know what happened. Things ended up better than ever for Bitcoin once the fork happened. Bitcoin Cash came into existence, and it has its market spot. Could be overtaken by Neo in the next few weeks, months, who knows. Neo peaking at 50 at the moment, doesn't seem to be stopping. Now, if we think about Bitcoin, we think about where it is and where it could go. At the moment, even though it's designed to be a world currency, currently owns at $67 billion, 0.02% of the world's money. That's all. So there's a huge amount of growth, almost unlimited growth potential for Bitcoin. Now, why might it not continue to grow? Well, potentially if people realize how bad of a cryptocurrency it is at the moment. Now, what do I mean by that? For example, it was recently calculated that Ethereum, if you were to use it as a cryptocurrency, transactions are 30,000% faster and cost 98% less than Bitcoin does. But we know why that is. Ethereum's new. Ethereum benefits from newer technology, while Bitcoin is the grandfather of all cryptocurrency, potentially a little bit slow. But we did have SegWit lock-in. Let's have a look at that. That will definitely help. It locked in, but it's not yet active. We still need 1,300 blocks to be mined before it goes active. We're about a third of the way there, projected to go live on the 22nd of August. Now, what happened when Litecoin had it activated? When Litecoin activated SegWit, at this blue line, it shot up. I think there was like 50% growth within a few days. I'm not saying that's going to happen with Bitcoin, but you can generally see the market is a reactive one, and I think they will react well when Bitcoin activates SegWit. So we can see here with this blue line, this is when Bitcoin had the SegWit lock-in, not the activation. So I see the future roadmap for Bitcoin as extremely positive, even though at the moment it's not the fastest. I don't think people care. People are confident in this coin. Is Bitcoin in a bubble? Is it about to pop? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And if you have a look at this website, Bitcoin has been announced dead previously 147 times. Ever since its existence, people have been saying it's a bubble, it's about to be popped. Every single year, 2014, 2015, 2016, people were saying it's a bubble, it's about to pop. Even at the beginning of this year, which has never seen so much growth in a single year. In January, when Bitcoin was $1,000, people were saying it's a bubble, it's about to pop. Can't really say that anymore, but apparently someone did yesterday. When will they learn, huh? So there was some positive news recently out of the Ethereum camp, about as good news as you could hope for. Vitalik partnering up with a guy named Poon, which is an awesome name, the author of the Lightning Network white paper, teaming up to solve the scaling issues that Ethereum currently has because it is a little bit slow during ICO periods. What it comes down to is a scaling solution proposes baby blockchains which allow most of the transactions to happen on smaller blockchains, leaving just a little bit to happen on the main network. The idea is that this could wildly improve transaction speeds. So extremely good news, but the market does not seem to care at all. Market doesn't seem to care about a lot of altcoins. If you go down on CoinMarketCap, you certainly do see a lot of red. apart from Binance Coin, which is up 150%. So why does this happen? Why are the other coins tanking at the moment? At least in my mind, people don't want to miss out on the Bitcoin train. So if Bitcoin's going to 5,000 from 4,000, that's an easy 20% there. People don't want to miss out on an extra 20%. Remember, the market, at least at the moment, is mostly fueled by greed. It's not like a lot of these coins have real world use cases. It's not like their valuations are from people using it. IOTA, for example, people are trying to make money at the moment. So if Bitcoin is going to make them money, they're going to try and get in on a Bitcoin. Now, this did remind me of a saying or a calculation that was made that estimated that 90% of day traders lose money and only 10% made money. And out of the 10%, only 1% can do it consistently. So if we have a look at this graph, this is essentially what happens to the 90%. They will buy high and sell low, essentially, until they're out of money. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I feel, at least from my perspective, if I was to sell my altcoins right now and buy Bitcoin, I'd be doing exactly that. I think it's a good time to do the opposite, but it's always worth holding Bitcoin, absolutely. But let me show you a horror story of someone that didn't make money. Let me just move myself over here. So this man, as we can see from his investments, lost a ton of money on these coins. See a coin down 70%, Cloak coin down 70%. I think he bought at the wrong time. He says how he turned 600 Bitcoin into 200 with these losses. Now, if he was to sell right now, he'd be doing exactly this. He would be selling because he's scared, and he'd be moving back into Bitcoin through greed, and he'd be buying high and selling low. All he would need to do is hold on to that. And onto the news. CoinDesk is talking about a decentralized cryptocurrency exchange. And when I read this, I realized how crazy it was that we don't have one already. So Bitfinex, Cryptopia, Yobit, any of these exchanges, they're all centralized networks. They're all coming from one company. So imagine a decentralized network where you could use the wallets from all of these different exchanges in one place, and you would have all the prices from all the different exchanges in one place that was decentralized. It would reduce arbitrage opportunities, which is where you buy on one exchange where it's low and you sell on another exchange where it's going for higher. But I can definitely see the possibilities in a decentralized exchange, and it's just surprising that we don't have one yet already. But we will definitely see one, I think, in the future, because, and it's needed, because of news like this with Bitfinex no longer allowing US citizens to register on the website and giving US citizens already using it 90 days to get off their service. And that comes from the US government making it difficult for currency exchanges. I think President Trump does not like cryptocurrencies at all. If we have a look at this, he signed a foreign sanctions bill telling Russia, Iran, and North Korea to monitor cryptocurrencies to make sure they're not being used to fund terrorism. And I understand that's a good thing, but they could turn around and totally ignore that. But he seems to be quite noisy, quite involved in regulating, stamping out cryptocurrencies. And I get it. I totally get it. I think big people with a lot of money, they like the way the world works at the moment. They like their bank accounts full of fiat. They don't want something else coming along and being better. And I think this is a huge challenge that cryptocurrencies will face in the future. So imagine Apple. Imagine Apple released their own cryptocurrencies. This crypto was designed to only be used for buying Apple products. The reason that's potentially not something that would interest them in doing is because the current system works very well for them. They don't want to rock the boat. They're getting a lot of money year on year. They're owning a big portion of America's money, and they want that system to continue. Why revolutionize it when they're incentivized to keep it as it is? When will we see websites like Amazon accepting cryptocurrencies? I think when it gets to the point of them realizing they will benefit more from cryptocurrencies than they will just using fiat. But cryptocurrencies are going to need to be a lot more valuable, a lot more used for stuff like that to happen, at least in my mind. But we're coming. It'll happen one day. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.